My name is Dean Coombs. I live in Saguache, Colorado, and I am the editor and publisher of the Saguache Crescent newspaper. My family purchased the newspaper in 1917. It was my grandparents, and it was my mother's family. Later on, my father came into the business and took over from my grandmother and my mother and my aunt. They ran it until my father passed away of a heart attack in 1978. So that put me in the business. I was 26 years old and continued on from there. The newspaper is important to me, and continuing on is important to me because I have an emotional attachment. It's what my family has done all my life. There was never a time in my life where there wasn't work at the Saguache Crescent. It seems like that I'm in partnership with the newspaper, that it works for me and I work for it. I think of it as being a kind of a little more of a living thing than just a thing. To me, it has its own kind of soul and being. Well, when somebody picks up the Saguache Crescent, I hope that they find something in it that they either find amusing, or they find interesting, or they find informative. I think one of the positive aspects of the Saguache Crescent is that if a person comes here and they're new, they can pick up the Crescent and instantly have at least some connection, so that they can maybe read something about the history, maybe read something about the clubs or the activities, some of the names, so they can put themselves into the community in a soulful way and not just as a resident. Well, the impact of the Crescent and newspapers is that it can connect people. Then people can use the newspaper to connect to each other, to try to help each other out, and to acknowledge that help. It's an outlet for people to acknowledge themselves in print. And Crescent may not be a big thing, but it doesn't have to be a big thing to be helpful and to be something.